So about to get underway. Carlton versus Melbourne. Now it looks like there's a free kick. Now it's going to O'Halpin, 50 metres from goal.
This is probably going back, Chriso, to Scott Thompson, Barry Hall a few weeks ago. The umpires aren't going to muck around. If you put your forearm in the back of someone behind the play, they're going to pay an early free kick as a warning not to continue to do it.
Well, he'll need to kick this 55 metres plus. The big Irishman, what a season he's had. From the front of the centre square, thumping kick, just pulled it a touch. Gee, got the distance okay, but first score of the match without the ball even being bounced in the centre.
Let's have a look at this. And
there's just a little slap.
Just a little bit of high contact.
But it was high, and that's all it needs.
Not a lot in that, and look, I think the umpires are doing the right thing. It just sends a message to everyone, just play the game on its merits, don't do anything silly, otherwise we'll pay a free kick.
Grimes bringing it back in, needing to be careful, finding Rivers, who lined up on Waite, and they were at each other's throats as well. So Melbourne's defenders have come out aggressively. Bartram, Judd dumps him, and the kick drops short. Straight to O'Halpin, who kicked quickly, and Waite receives. Again, just beyond 50, probably too far out. The goal square pretty much unguarded, and Simpson is dropping back and taking the mark. He'll have to line it up from the angle.
Great passage of play set up from this quality tackle. Nothing but a really hard, strong physical performance there from Chris Judd. But I love what O'Halpin did. Summed it up well, didn't blaze away, chip short to Waite. Waite played on quickly, one-on-one in the goal square. Simpson good enough to get the job done.
He's a pretty good kicker, Cade Simpson, and certainly, well, anyone should nail it from that range. And he does, and Carlton have the first of the day.
I like Cade Simpson forward. I think it's a role that he plays well. He gets onto his left foot, turns players inside out, capable in the goal square, the one-on-one mark, and it's a simple game, isn't it? When you play on quickly and you're a forward and your defender hasn't got any support around him, you get very excited. Cade Simpson's got a big smile on his face. Nice way to start Saturday afternoon footy for him.
J.A., just watch Davey.
And a goal to Simpson, but great work here from Big Satanda, who's been involved early.
I like the awareness he's got in the game now, Chris. So 2 seasons ago would have just blazed that away. Wouldn't have thought about the small one, and he delivered it nicely. So
the first bounce of the match, Jamar wins it down. In the meantime, a free kick.
Carlton free. In the ruck to push.
Okay, so against Jamar, free kick to Cruiser. From the centre, he kicks wide into the path of Anderson. Well played by Scully. Got his body between Anderson and the ball trickles over. So a boundary throw in, half forward for the Blues. Stephen Brown, boy from West Perth, had a pretty good game last week. 14 disposals, kicked a goal. Cruiser reaches over the top at ground level, fighting hard. Jones of Melbourne, and also Houlihan at the base of the pack.
Match-up at the other end, Jack Watts has started at full forward. Andrew Walker is his match-up, 2 very athletic players.
Jamar, strength, Trengove off a step, kicks good distance on it. Good fist from Walker, beautifully rode by Russell. What an outstanding year he's had. Now Andrew Walker, casual bounce around the southern side, beautiful kick to Robinson. 60 from goal, play on at all costs is the message, but that wasn't a great kick. Mark's taken by Rivers.
Good to just see that first one-on-one there between Walker and Watts. Walker played it beautifully as we just see a little bit of pressure out of defence from Melbourne, but the chase from Watts was good.
So Burnell swings Melbourne forward, did well to keep it in play and put a perfect bounce on it for Maloney. But he's mown down by Brown for a throw-in.
Maybe a touch lucky there, Maloney. Just didn't seem to have anyone else in his path. But this is the chase I like. Walker played it really nicely, but look at Watts, didn't give up. He's got speed, made some ground, and that's what you want to see him do.
Jamar just the edge on Cruiser, but Hadley to Robinson, and the Blues have started well here. Out comes Waite, close to the line, and unable to keep it alive. But Carlton doing all the attacking, Melbourne just making one advance, and as Luke said, Andrew Walker
and Gibbs
mastered Watts in that exchange. Showed better aerial judgment. Jamar and Cruiser. Jamar getting his hand onto the ball first in those contests so far. So a ball up now about 35 out from Carlton's goal as the Blues go to the punt road end.
Often thought that the hit-out stat is one of the more overrated ones in the game, but when you actually deliver
that's big coming from a ruckman.
It is indeed, but when you deliver it nicely like Mark Jamar is now,
and what about this, Luke? Betts, Carrazzo goal. Magical stuff. And here are these off-the-field incidents. There's the one against Warnock. There's the one on Davey.
Just some misguided intensity, Chris. So they've come out with this, I suppose, endeavour, but they've been giving away soft free kicks. They need a goal here desperately.
Free kick, hey, Scotland holding on!
Troy Pennell, he's got your problem, Chris. The midwinter lurgy.
I thought it was Mark Howard down there for a minute. Was that high?
Very funny, Das.
Free kicks 4-2. Gisbert's, who started on the bench today, gets his first kick. Here's Jetta. Howie rolling around down on the boundary, laughing at that one. Russell, Anderson for the Blues. Pressured by Sylvia. It's Carlton by 3 goals.
Inexperienced sides on a big occasion in their season there can see the inside 50s. And
another free kick and a stoppage.
Free kick against Maloney.
And again, it's going Carlton's way. So it's 5-2, but on 3 occasions, that is.
They need some discipline. They need some leadership out there, Melbourne, because this game will be gone and beyond them if they don't settle and actually show some composure.
Trengove tackled by Judd. Maloney arrives for the Demons. Gisbert's, Davey, free kick to Davey this time, high contact. Interesting to note, this is exactly what happened to Melbourne last week. Geelong jumped them in the early part and Dean Bailey was left to curse a very poor start. Now Garland for the Demons. That's a good-looking ball into the 50, but they're not getting the right result. Scotland for the Blues.
Melbourne's game plan, Chris, though, is to play on to handball, to take risks, and it's fantastic. But sometimes when it doesn't start well for you, you've just got to possess the footy for a little while, get it in your hands, deny the opposition. They need that leadership to stand up and work out what's going on in this game.
Great kick from Walker, finds Houlihan just forward of centre wing. Kick, beautiful kick into the towards centre half forward. And Jared Waite's got it now. Again, quick to play on. Well done, Grimes. Got across, fisted it, and fisted it 30 metres to the boundary line. That was wonderful play from Jack Grimes.
It was a brilliant individual defensive effort, and you would love a teammate to get around and say, righto, Jack Grimes has just put his body on the line for the side. Let's make sure now we just take a deep breath, hold on to the footy for a while, get ourselves back into this.
Kick a goal, and they're right back in it. Well done by Sylvia. Handball, though, a little slick for Gisberts, and he coughs it up. Chance for O'Halpin. Jacobs, Russell, hacks it towards the goal square. Houlihan, he's got it. Too tall.
Thornton, is it?
Sorry, you're right.
Thornton.
Thornton it is. Thornton it is. Too tall for Cameron Bruce, and Brett Thornton with an opportunity from 15 metres directly in front.
Yeah, Brett Thornton in the unusual position. Started up forward today. And sometimes when you're a defender, Chris, as you well know, and they put you forward, your eyes light up. Big opportunity for him.
Well, he should kick this. Concentration as he pops it through. Carlton have 4 quick ones. And the margin 24 points. We've played 14 minutes opening term, and Melbourne defence, they're just getting together. And again, the handball was just too slick from Sylvia. Gisberts couldn't control it, and Melbourne have been hurt on the turnover again. The hand in the back there too, Luke.
Cameron Bruce letting the umpire know that maybe that was the case. Unfortunately, the goal will stand from a Melbourne point of view. Carlton have jumped them.
Brett Thornton's 5th career goal in game number 157. There was a fair old hand in the back.
Gee, that's and then Cameron Bruce knew about it as well. That
wasn't even the gloved hand, Chris, which wouldn't have left fingerprints, and he might have got away with that. Melbourne down 4 goals to none. Sylvia swings them forward. Russell attacking it confidently, but Bate, Green, Watts dispossessed. Bate again. Again, Melbourne just can't maintain possession. And I think this is really interesting to observe, because we went through the statistical detail of the drafts and so on. Carlton are now a more experienced team, and they're dealing with Melbourne as a more experienced team will. They're doing the right things early, and Melbourne just can't quite withstand it. And the Blues are away, and they have an open 50 in front of Mark Murphy, who gives it off to Waite. That was beautifully done.
10 metres, back here,
Superb. Fantastic composure. I think he's just had a little look on his face there and said, maybe I was actually going, might have been a little throw in there as well, but Mark Murphy, I think he might have actually been going for goal, but the way he broke the corridor open was great.
Number 5 for the Blues. They are rolling.
Great to see Jared Waite up and about and
forceful. Jack Watts free kick.
not losing any athleticism at all.
Elbow prohibited contact in the chest. Yeah.
So it looks as though this free kick's going to be paid against Andrew Walker.
Jack Watts.
Now
Wait
free
for the
kick
light.
before the
Jack,
ball had bounced
Jack.
after the previous goal to Watts
Just wait for the light.
at centre
Jack,
half forward.
ball off you. Give me the ball.
It's all
Gotta wait
right,
for the
we're
light.
on, mate. Don't worry. We're back.
Waiting for the light.
There you go.
Okay, now. You're right now.
The light is flashing, so Watts can
Play on. Wait.
proceed. Oh, not a great kick. Got allowed Cruiser to get back onto McDonald. And when you're at centre half forward, I know Carlton probably had 1 or 2 back, but put some pressure on immediately. Kick it deep. As it is a boundary throw in right half forward.
Run.
65 metres from Melbourne's goal. Jacobs. Carazzo pushed in the back.
Back. Carlton. Go down. Thanks, Colin. Right out, guys. Mark's there.
Well, we've been focusing on Melbourne's inability to really deal with the pressure. This one nearly gets turned over the goal square, but Walker enough composure. But credit to Carlton. They've just set up and they've said we're a better side, we'll outplay you, and they've done that so far in this game.
Trengove looking for Green, but the kick is out on the full, so free kick to the Blues. And Brad Green appealing for a push in the back there. Nothing doing, says the umpire. So nothing going right for the Blues at the moment. Carazzo in the back pocket was able to play on without any pressure. Long towards the wing. Robinson pushed in the back. Oh, there you go.
Hands in the back.
Hands in the back.
Hands in the back, Mitch.
And a free kick to
Play on.
Morton on centre wing. Chips
Hold
it in.
there, Richard, hold
The
there,
mark's
play on.
taken by Sylvia.
So the Demons still looking for their first goal. Scully just forward of the centre, and he has men across ground. One of them, Warnock, coming up from the back half. And dropping in short, he has Rivers also from the back half. Probing inside now, and that's good to Green, and he's a goal kicker.
Yeah, really clever kick. He weighted it nicely. The lead from Green was direct. He had some options further afield, but quality inside 50, and this is what they need. Brad Green, we know how good a set shot he is. Steady and goal is the order of the day for the Demons.
Well, they've given up the first 5. It's a long climb back against a quality team, but they did come back in wet conditions on this ground a few weeks back against the Bulldogs on a Friday night. Green, magnificent kick, starts the Melbourne machine in action.
Melbourne's first goal, and this was Jack Watts. You can see in the background there. Not a great effort in terms of the shepherd. Put pressure on his teammate. So back in the centre, Melbourne with their first. Sylvia in the ruck, beaten by Cruiser predictably. Hadley to Cruiser. Wobbles a barrel towards full forward. Well done, good pressure, although a helping was able to gather the crumb almost. Houlihan's got it well tackled. Now a chance for Brown, pushed in the back, no free kick. Chance at the back, Houlihan spins out of trouble, brilliantly played. Left foot snap. Oh, don't tell me he's kicked a goal. Can't believe that. Incredible stuff from Ryan Houlihan. And Dean Bailey can just shake his head. And
Colin Sylvia.
Colin Sylvia.
Jumping at the centre square bounce is always going to be a challenge against Matthew Cruiser. I don't mind it. I like trying something different. I think if Sylvia can find a way to compete. Didn't work for them on that occasion, but Ryan Houlihan has just found a really, really good niche in the game at the moment. He's playing the defensive forward role, and he's doing it really well, because not only can he shut down, he's done in recent weeks Heath Shaw, Sam Fisher, Chad Corns in the last 3 games, but he's got quality. He knows where the goals are. He's a beautiful kick. So play a role on someone and score. Good stuff.
Well, you become the hunter rather than the hunted. It changes the whole psyche.
So Carlton in rare form, 6 goals to 1. Sylvia Not in the aerial role here, but gets the kick out of the centre contest, but straight to Walker. That hangs for Anderson, but not so long that he can't take the mark to Gibbs, who has green in an interesting matchup. Scotland for Betts, but a height disadvantage there, and Grimes able to put it away over the line. Flying start by Carlton, 6 goals in not much more than half a quarter, and the Demons in big trouble early.
Boundary throw in, Jamer, beautiful tap to Trengove, lost it though. Jones burrowing in, and the umpire calls for it.
Cocked right in there, he's run straight in.
The point I was making earlier about Mark Jamer, sure it's getting his hand on the footy, but when he gets an effective hit out, they are right down the throat of an on-baller, and they're delivered in such a fashion that they're easy to handle. He's an improved player, Mark Jamer.
Cruiser wide, chance for Sylvia. Off to Gisberts, who kicks into the corridor dangerously. Chance for Jetta. Oh, didn't attack that too hard.
The whole advantage.
Now advantage is Bate. Kicks deep towards full forward. What's his opportunity here, and he marks.
Fantastic effort from Matthew Bate, and it was a really intelligent lead from Jack Watts. He got Walker going back with the flight. As a defender, that's a very vulnerable position, so Bate picked it up, summed it up really well, and he's got a good lead. He's got Watts going back. Worst position for a defender to Walker. Kick was good. Well done, Jack Watts.
Brett Ratton, some frustration there. Biddy wrapped with his first quarter. 6 goals to 1 so far. Jack Watts, an opportunity for Melbourne's second. Very deliberate from just 30 metres. There's Watts ahead of him. Nice kick. Melbourne have 2. Melbourne have kicked 2 of the last 3 goals, and the margin is back to 24 points. A long way to go in this game. And that's the kick from Bate. Great depth on it. And beautifully judged by Watts.
Fifth career goal for Jack Watts. Not much Walker could do about that. Quick movement by the Demons. A number 1 and number 2 draft pick matched against each other, although Jamison at this ball up is Watts' opponent. Free kick.
Free kick's going to come back right all the way back to the centre circle. Carlton wanted to play it on. Both sides had a loose start of that centre bounce. Andrew Walker was loose for Carlton, and Jared Rivers at the other end.
So Judd to Anderson. 6 goals to 2 the Blues' way. A little accidental collision there. Betts is coming from behind here for the Blues. That was ambitious. Wound up with the ball, but with a couple of Demon players wrapping him up. So a ball up.
Yeah, like Jack Grimes as a player, Chris O. He just a couple of timely moments. He stands up and gets the job done. And looking at Chris Judd trying to shake his opponent again. Just a good strong tackle there from Grimes.
Trengove just a little soccer kick. Judd caught on the ground with the footy. Dangerous place to be. Jones all wrapped up. Bit of high contact from Cruiser, but unacknowledged by the umpire, so a ball up.
Margin 4 goals. Jamar beaten by Cruiser this time. Maloney with an opportunity. Oh, a little fumble, but he's okay in space. Hacks it over to Trengove, who just kicks towards the centre. It's all Carlton there. Walker, good tackle on him on by Bate. And it's rewarded.
On the ball, straight to him, Matthew Bate. No, try to barge your way through.
So Bate, a couple of nice things after he dropped that chest mark and cost his team a goal earlier. Gisberts, what an outstanding debut last week against the Cats. 26 disposals. Bartram. Again, they're looking to play on the Demons. Kicks long towards half forward. Jamar's goal. He got hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. Chance at ground level for the Blues. They've got the numbers. Watts does well, but paddles straight to Simpson. Now to Russell. And he relieves the pressure. Carazzo at half-back.
Just got a good look, Tim, at the game style of Melbourne there. They are the #1 team for mark and play on the competition, and that's what created that opportunity inside 50. Jamar nearly hung onto a good contested mark, but I like their style. It's creative, and it's good for a young side. They really open up opportunities through their play on.
Walker to Anderson, and he has Joseph loose just behind the wing. Ignored the short option, goes for Waite. Rivers with him, made the spoil. So in the last 5 minutes of the opening quarter, it's been a good one for Carlton. Melbourne making some mistakes early, just misapplying the aggression, giving some easy goals, and Carlton lead by 4 straight kicks. Jacobs the tap here. Melbourne's footy though. Gisbert's receiving from Maloney. Rivers. And the Demons in control. Oh, Carazzo really attacking that, making sweet contact. He put it about a dozen rows back. And he and Davey are having a very interesting time of it.
And he's really lucky. Carazzo, the umpire, didn't see it because it was a free kick. Bowled Davey over. It was a shove in the back. Davey probably fell to ground a little bit, but they paid early ones for players off the footy.
And one against Davey after he was provoked. So a boundary throw in. Jamar.
Holding on, Aaron Davey free kick.
There you go.
There's the square up. Davey should have got one before. Now watch him playing quickly here. Look till they've got a bit of space in their forward line. Just see his eyes darting now. They put his hand up and said, OK, we'll hold on to it on a slow play. But invariably they try and get that one going quickly.
So James McDonald has got the job on Judd. Jetta had to be strong. Got a free kick. Chop of the arm. So Jetta, right centre wing for the D's.
Carlton have got everyone back inside their own defensive half of the ground, so he's going to have to be precise here.
He kicks towards half forward. Oh, Watts was pushed out of it. No free kick. Well done. Burnell was carried forward in the tackle. He was.
His head, Mark's here.
Paid more for a high contact rather than a push. And just right on the edge of his kicking range, you suspect. You can tell by his demeanour that he wants to try and find a short option.
Kicked 7 goals in the past month, Jamie Burnell, so he's in good goal-kicking touch, but with you, Chris, this will take his best effort. Yeah,
need to kick at 53, 54 metres just to get there. And that's not his best effort. Comfortable mark to Waite. And his kick is effective, marked by Houlihan.
He looked completely unbalanced in his approach, Jamie Burnell. And he's given up the ball as well as missing the shot.
Good pressure.
Jacobs for Carlton. Simpson on his wrong side, so he's forced just to kick it back into enemy territory where Walker is loose. Thornton, who's run forward once and kicked a goal. Now Walker seeing some daylight and sprinting, reaching midfield, sitting it. No height there for the Blues. The Demons should cover it. Brown well tackled. Ball up the result.
Walker's explosion then, when he saw the space, it was just brilliant to watch. He, as he called Tim very nicely, he saw a gap and he just said, I'll take 30 metres of space, and he did. His kick wasn't great, but exciting run.
Jamar doing well, taken though by Scotland, looking for options. Robinson, 55 from goal, pulls it back to the goal square. Big Satana can't do much and fisted through by Warnock.
Matty Warnock, late inclusion. That kick in is going to be chopped off.
Grimes delivered it. Simpson just saw the moment of opportunity. It was meant for Rivers. Simpson realised he could close, not only get there to make the spoil, but at the last minute I think he realised he could mark it.
It was just telegraph, wasn't it, Tim? I mean, it was always going to Maloney, and it had to travel enough to give Simpson an opportunity, and well, good stuff from Simpson because he was onto it.
Well, he kicked one from point-blank range on this sort of angle. Not ideal for the left-footer, but he's a good kick.
That's it.
So a miss by the Blues. Their lead is 26 points. Couple of minutes left in the quarter. Interesting quarter, if a little lopsided on the scoreboard. And this man, Aaron Davies, been at the centre of it. He's pretty fired up, I reckon, by this stage.
Oh, gee, that's a dangerous kick looking for Sylvia. They've got numbers at ground level, though, Melbourne.
They're out here. They're right out.
Bate. Beautiful kick. Now, Burnell, we know he can run. He can run all the way and kick a goal here, Jamie Burnell. He has 2 bounces, runs to 30 and kicks behind. Gee, that's a disappointing finish. Disappointing finish.
See the look on the face of Dean Bailey. Did the right thing. He took the space and took a couple of bounces, but he just needed that composure at the end to kick through it. Wanted to lob it into the goal square. And I know our colleague Malcolm Blight, if he's sitting here, he can't understand. I'm with him. Why don't you kick through it and kick it through like you normally do, because you change your kicking action and you miss.
Free kick to Betts, pushed out. They didn't need to do that. He was the smallest man in the contest.
Oh, that was lucky it wasn't 52.
Yeah, slow to give it back. So just under a minute and a half left. And the Blues would be aware of that. And perhaps might play for a bit of time and then try and mount one scoring assault.
It's a big miss, Benellis, isn't it, now, when you think about it? The difference with Carlton having possession, that goal would have made, having struggled throughout the quarter.
Just working this around and waiting for the opportune moment. Here's Anderson. Davey closing.
1 metre.
Doesn't want to give up 50. Must get back a metre. Anderson poking it. Optimistic. Garland was pushed by Garland.
Back to him now.
Melbourne have made a lot of bad mistakes in this quarter, and they've paid heavily.
Look, that's why this rule is such a bad rule. I mean, there was no push there.
Incidental, Michael.
Incidental. Such a bad rule.
From outside 50. Well wide. So it's the Blues by 26. The Demons with time to build up and score.
It goes against everything the game stands for. Davey short. Maloney. Morton. Oh, they need to be careful here. Grimes, kick it, son. He didn't. Oh, Carlton's pressure's fantastic. Hadley drops it. Wait. Chance for Houlihan. He's kicked 2. And now he's kicked 3. So, from Bonnell's goal, which would have pulled it back to 19, all of a sudden, with 7 seconds left in the quarter, Carlton's lead is 32 points. Disappointing way to finish.
And a brilliant first quarter of football from the Carlton Football Club. They are a side that has got some genuine quality. They tackle hard. They've got a really consistent game plan, the way they want to play the game, and they've got quality players who can finish. And Ryan Houlihan has at times in his career been a maligned sort of player. I think he now has got the role that he should play for the rest of his career. Start and do a good job on a defensive role as a forward, and if you can sneak a few goals, he's kicked 3 in the first quarter, you become a very, very solid player indeed.
Carlton's best opening quarter of the season. Their previous best was the very first quarter of the season against Richmond. They've done it beautifully. They lead by 32 points at the first change.
Well, at the start of the year, we all thought, how are Carlton going to kick their goals with Brendan Favola out of the side? 46 points at half-time. They are 4th in the competition for scoring after 10 rounds. They've topped 100 points 7 of 10 times. They've got a good spread of goal kickers. They're in great shape, Tim.
Well, whatever happens over the rest of this weekend, it's all going to be wrapped up on Monday night at 9:30.
Didn't get a bounce at the opening of the first quarter. We get one here. Cruiser beats Jamar. Taken though by Jones. Scully, good hands off to Grimes. Kick very wide towards Jetta. Pushed out of it by Russell. Russell tries to tap it towards the line and achieves his objective. So a boundary throw in half forward for Melbourne. Neville Jetta. Bit of push and shove there. Jordan Russell, who's had a wonderful season. Jamar again in front. Scully. Maloney. Oh, gee, tried to take him on. And he's been pinged.
Got an arm free. You took both players on.
Yeah, fair enough too. So Betts off to Robinson, who kicks into the corridor. Needs to be precise here, and he is beautifully played by Garlett. Well done by Bartram. Just held him up enough without giving away 50 metres. Kick inside, attacking 50. Judd couldn't quite get there. Finds it now at ground level. Will normally find a target. That wasn't his best kick. Betts tries to run onto it. Grimes, Simpson. Well done, Garlett. Warnock just paddles it over. Now, what's the umpire do here? It's A-OK. Behind to Carlton.
Used the safety of the boundary line under some pressure, so no issues at all there for Warnock.
From 10 metres out, just
any sort of pressure.
Made it look a little bit dubious, Dars.
Play on.
Grimes plays on, kicks flat in the Rivers direction. Waite with him.
Haven't been able to get any real flow or connection going at all in their game so far, Melbourne. You know that they play on for marks more than anyone else in the competition. That's their style. They handball second only to Geelong in the competition, but they haven't really had. So see another free kick go the way of Carlton, will go to Matty Cruiser. They just haven't had enough of the footy to get into the game.
Cruiser wastes no time. O'Halpin and Warnock, with Rivers arriving, taking out his teammate, but fortunately it fell the Demons' way. Davey, good delivery. Bate. Davey kept coming. Bate waits and goes for Miller, leading up to the centre line.
First touch for Brad Miller.
Wanting to advance it quickly. Jones well placed to do that. Puts it for Green. Well done. He just put it into space. He sensed that Brad Green was moving in that direction. And Green has kicked one of Melbourne's 2 goals.
A little friendly fire there. It was good courage from Jared Rivers. Went back, and he's got to do that. Unfortunately, they would have preferred to have cleaned up Tanner O'Halpin. He cleaned up his mate Warnock. But I was talking about some flow in Melbourne's game. That's the first real clean passage that we've seen. Maybe the early goal to Jack Watts, but this is how they can get back into the game.
Bryce Gibbs has been on Green throughout, and Green could kick his second here. Should do, and does. Spears it through. Demons get the first of the quarter.
Here's Brad Miller pushing up. Struggled to get into the game so far, but this is what he can do. It's good.
You just see Green in the background there, Das, leading up outside 50 and then doubling back into the pocket, and really Gibbs was all at sea trying to combat him.
Defender's nightmare, Chris.
Defender's nightmare, absolutely.
Looping, doubling back lead.
Interesting battle, that. Warnock okay after this incident where Rivers came back hard and cleaned him up. But he's okay.
Always a little more annoying when you get cleaned up by a teammate. It hurts just the same, but you think, get out of my way.
Beautiful tap from Jamar to Maloney, off to Jones. His kick wasn't great. He was under pressure. Davies got to beat a couple here. Went to ground when he shouldn't have. And now Brown can set up an attacking move for the Blues. Judd, not a great kick. Beautifully gathered, though, by Simpson. Support out wide. Hadley. Beautiful kick to Carazzo. Judd kept going from 45. Hard up against the line. Kicks towards the goal square. Oh, Garlett cruised through. Couldn't quite find the footy. And a behind to the Blues as we look at this. Is exquisite stuff out of the centre.
I love his work, Chris O, and I was trying to explain it earlier in the first quarter. His ability with deft hands, now Mark Jamar, to put it in the right position is just really, really great stuff to watch as Melbourne clear it out to centre wing. And there is the Melbourne skipper, who's doing a really good job on Chris Judd. Judd's just had the 7 disposals, but hasn't really had a big effect so far in this game.
The ball kicked in McDonald's direction, not too well that time by Jordan Gisberts in his second game after 26 disposals last week. His equal match high with 10, so he is a ball magnet.
Tom Scully, just the 3 disposals. Having had a week off last week, rested alongside his mate Trengrove.
Still Melbourne with the only goal of the quarter. Jamar the clean hand, but this time straight to Hadley. O'Halpin on the bounce, couldn't control it. Bartram did pretty well in the traffic. Oh, Judd, so good in there. How does he do it? Hadley's hand pass too quick for Murphy. And there'll be another ball up.
A little slow to get up, Chris Judd, behind the play. Look at this. So good, isn't it? Clean. It's hard, wins his own footy. He's being held onto by, not held onto, he's being marked closely by a really good player in the competition, and he just goes about his job, Chris Judd.
Jamar rucking and roving, and Cruiser down there with him. The big men getting down and dirty, and they'll do it in the air again, right on the 50. In fact, right between the 5 and the 0.
Just get the feeling that as good as Carlton have been, Melbourne have an opportunity, but it has to happen around now. They need to score a couple of goals in a row, and then I think they can really just put some doubt into the Carlton psyche.
Good work from Sylvia towards Bate. Fisted away. Robinson misses. Jones does very well in a tight situation and then hacks it towards the wing. for Trengove. Boundary line too close. So 28 points the advantage. There's the disposal of efficiency, and Carlton well on top in that department. So this intriguing battle between Jamar and Cruiser. Jamar gets it to the back. Again. Scully. High, open forward line here. One-on-one, Green, and too good for Gibbs that time. And he put the hand up, Bryce Gibbs. And after a best on ground performance last week where he gave it 45 disposals as a running, attacking half-back. Look at that.
So I just love that. It's a set play. He said to Scully, this is where I'm going to hit it. Then it's another thing to actually hit it exactly there. Opened up the corridor. Great contested mark from Brad Green against a quality opponent in Gibbs.
So Brad Green, who's kicked a couple. Shining light from directly in front. Oh, he's missed it. That's a disappointing result for the man of his quality. So a golden opportunity, as you suggested.
It's a little momentum shift in this game. That really hurts because you want to capitalise on your opportunities, but they have just all of a sudden got a bit of control in this game, Melbourne.
Russell, Scotland was the second pair of hands. It's been paid to the man in front. Gisbert's kicking quickly for Bate. 3 against him. Robinson, Judd, Carlton under pressure. Melbourne just getting a sniff. Hadley to Joseph. And the kick semi-smothered. Good endeavour from the Demons. Bruce needed clean hands, which he usually has. Morton, very cool in the traffic. Right. A good-looking ball. Jetta just couldn't hang on. Watts, plenty against him. Jetta goes back for more. Joseph, tough customer. Gisbert's, though, coming up with it. James McDonald there. Simpson with him. Houlihan, Walker, and Carlton survived the onslaught to Betts. Good hands.
Betts on centre wing. Called to play on now. Wobbly old kick towards half forward. Well done, Rivers. Garland, under pressure. Got the kick away. A poor one, though. Straight back to Betts. Handball not great. Simpson back to Betts. Now Robinson. High towards full forward. Thornton down there. Fisted away. And
clear pull the jumper is the decision.
Warnock.
Yeah, against Warnock.
Marks here.
James Frawley late admission out of this side with back spasms, and we'll just have a look at that. That is an obvious free kick.
Yep, no problem there.
Matty Warnock, got to know the jumper pull is something the umpires, they pick it up really easily because it stands out, and he's really let his side down here with that one.
Interesting call this by Brett Ratton. O'Halpin came off a couple of minutes ago. Thornton came off the bench and immediately went forward for the second time.
From 25 metres, he pops it through.
It was Seagull night, I think, the night the Bulldogs and the Demons played. It's Pigeon Day here, and Mark Murphy almost had a collision with one in that exchange.
Not enough to worry about without getting hit in the head by a pigeon on an AFL ground.
Hopefully no residue either. Willing contest at the bounce. Umpire hoping it'll come out. It won't. So it's the Blues by 33.
And again, they've been... Have a look at this again. There goes the pigeon of Mark Murphy. There's a sniper in the form of a pigeon nearly hit him in the head.
Dangerous workplace, a football ground. Joseph for Carlton, extracting. Lobbing high, O'Halpin's back. Thornton down. Rivers, though, prevails. Morton. Davey, who kick towards some grazing pigeons who suddenly are in flight. And Maloney stands amid them and receives.
Dangerous kick back inside the corridor. Bartram, Trengove, Scully, keep it alive, the D's. Jetta, intent on playing on. Can he find a target forward? Oh, gee, Watts slipped over. Allowed Gibbs in. Off to Anderson. Jacobs, back to Anderson. Blues in the last couple of minutes looking a lot better. Kick towards Waite. Oh, I think he might have hurt himself there. Grimes with the left boot. It's a dangerous kick, but the D's have got the numbers. Bruce, a wonderful mark. Off to Jones. Easily around Brown as he kicks long towards Green. He's got a new opponent, Jamison. And Jamison was able to keep his feet. And Cooley kicked to Scotland, who marks at half-back.
Gibbs has gone to Watts now off green, Chriso.
Thanks, Howie. Jamison with the job on green.
I wondered whether the fact that Green missed a shot a moment ago might cause Brett Ratton to delay, but he hasn't. He's made the change. Man loose here, Murphy in midfield. They just closed on him to prevent him breaking. He kicks to Waite. Ball slipped through and Grimes mops up. It's just a little bit slippery out there. Then some light rain falling in patches. Pretty good kick by Grimes, but Walker getting in Miller's way, and now it's Carlton's ball. Simpson to Murphy. Well outdone by Rivers to actually Lido helping to it. Satanta optimistically hoping that in the Wayne Harms forward pocket he might be able to fool the boundary umpire, but he didn't get away with it.
The art of the shepherd is a dying one. Matthew Warnock there had an opportunity to really block out Grimes. Grimes could have run free. Have a look at this. Probably the wrong replay, but we had Grimes who got put under pressure because Warnock just simply wasn't intense enough on the shepherd.
Carazzo, handball, wild one into the pocket. Betts fell over, boundary throw in.
That's what I'm talking about here. So you got Waite there. Warnock's in the best position just to make sure he can't get anywhere near the contest, lets him past him. Suddenly Grimes is under more pressure and turns it over. He just got to execute those basic things well, and Melbourne haven't done it well at all today.
Jamer, beautiful tap, Maloney. From the back pocket, that's not a great kick. Robinson, happy to play on, kick it deep into the pocket.
Contact down the ground. He kicked it.
Against Bennell on Robinson, so a relayed free kick, and Betts will take it in the pocket. So, gee, it must be frustrating for Dean Bailey.
Just the little things. In the first quarter was all about some indiscretions and some off-the-ball stuff. They came probably with the right energy, but the wrong intent, misguided free kicks, and just little off-the-ball things have been hurting Melbourne, and some missed opportunities.
Okay.
So Betts deep in the right forward pocket. He's cribbed a couple of metres around and thought he might have gone for it. Decides to go back to Carazzo. Margin at quarter time was 32. Melbourne have had a couple of opportunities, but in the last 3 or 4 minutes, Carlton in complete control. Carazzo from 55 sets it up to the top of the goal square. Leapers required. Good mark. Jamer, strength. Off to Grimes, and a good kick. The mark's taken by Garland at half-back.
I reckon he's the most improved player in the competition, Mark Jamer. Gets back and does the right thing at the right time these days, and good player.
Warnock to Rivers. Goes wide, and Jetta not able to get there. Ball stayed in, but the worrying side of Judd closing. Jetta rising to the moment, did well, and the Demon fans appreciate that. An intimidating prospect as Judd was bearing down. Maloney, bad kick straight to Thornton, who's now back. So he's playing a switchman role. Gibbs had a pretty torrid day so far. To Russell into half forward. All Garland under the pump. Rivers arriving, did well, and it's all Melbourne as the ball lands. Watts, Jones, Sylvia. Hasn't had a big impact yet. Little imprecise with the pass. Gibbs soccering it, cleared it straight to Davey. This is a chance for the Demons. Nothing to go to, though. He just blazed and he miscued it. And he's not the Carlton fans' favourite today.
He also had Brad Green, who's the key marking forward, Chriso, who was all out. And Brad Green rightly turned around and said, OK, if you have a shot, kick it. If not, do the right thing and kick it to me.
So Robinson still inside defensive 50. Jacobs the target. Well done, Bruce, against a much bigger opponent. McDonald, Jones, down to Gisberts. Well, put his captain back under the pump. Jones, clever kick towards half forward. Target was bait. No assistance there. Gibbs, good pump by Trengove. Got him off the ball. And underneath the pack there somewhere. The bounce 55 metres from Melbourne's goal.
Looking forward to watching Scully, who's had 5 disposals. Trengove as well, who's just had the 6. This is a good use of the body here from Trengove. But it got rid of Gibbs off the footy. But
who said the bump's dead? Sylvia, Bennell. Oh, gee, had a jumper hurled. Jacobs, Maloney, little handball to his own advantage, but the boundary line too close. And just get the feeling, the margin 33, if the Dees can sneak a couple of goals with a half a footy to go, they're right back in it.
Well, if they keep kicking at 49%, they will get absolutely belted, because first time ever last week a side see a free kick being paid. Port Adelaide was the first side ever to kick it under 50% last week in the rain.
Well, that's disadvantageous to Melbourne, surely, as they won the clearance and were on the breakaway. And umpire Pennell insisting that it come back to Davey. They were a real scoring chance there. They might be yet. Short ball, but Sylvia's still at the 50.
He can kick it a long way, Tim.
That's good understanding of knowing your teammate, Chris O, and I think he did on that occasion, Dave. There was no point kicking it to James McDonald there, who's not capable of making the journey. He knows Sylvia can. Intelligent stuff.
I'm tipping he'll kick this.
Haven't backed too many winners today, Chris O.
No.
Sylvia comes in from 53. Fading right.
Gee.
Won't go. The journey green. Oh, he dropped it. He had it on his chest. Gibbs is back on him, incidentally, and the ball's touched the behind post, so it'll be thrown in.
Is their key marking option inside 50 now? Brad Green, he took 6 inside 50 marks last week. He's already got 3 so far today.
Rain starting to fall. We'll get into Howie in a moment. McDonald, Maloney feeds it back. Morton, normally pretty clever with his skills. Where does he go? Miller in a good spot. Oh, Gisbert's paid. No, it wasn't paid the mark. Chance at ground level. Gisbert's does well. Watts immediately wrapped up by Jamison. And what's the umpire going to do here? Oh, gee. He was immediately tackled. Free kick to Jamison.
I'm with you, Chris O. No words required. It's either a mark or a free kick. Melbourne's way. Bate still down.
Really brave stuff from Matthew Bate.
Oh, Waite's been reported for the second time
It's 50 metres as well.
this season, having served 2 weeks out of a game in Adelaide against Port.
Let's go 50 metres.
50-metre penalty. So he paid the mark, presumably, and then Waite arrived.
Now, Nathan Jones want to be really careful here. You've got a 50. Don't get it reversed. It's okay to go in and show some strength, but last thing you want is it reversed. Now, Matthew Bate, good to see he's up. It was really brave for Chris O and Tim. As we all do, we admire this part of the game. He's always going to get some collision, and he wore it.
Waite was in flight by the time he marked the ball, which might be in his favour. That's for the match review panel to determine. Melbourne need a goal, and they don't get it. And they still trail by 32 points. That's a disappointing miss. Here we go. Waite setting himself to mark in flight. I don't know whether there's much he can do about that.
I think you'll find he doesn't have too much of a case to answer there for Tim. Once you are in the air, and you can almost see him actually trying to slow his momentum down. Right decision was a 50-metre penalty, and the free kick, no issue in terms of tribunal for me.
No, fair enough. So Jamison in the back pocket. Opposite pocket, Carazzo. Now Joseph, as they work it methodically out of defence. Back to Carazzo. Kick along the southern wing is a good one and marked by Brown. So the Blues have been able to respond to every Melbourne challenge. Jared Waite just forward of the wing. Kicks it quickly into the path of Murphy. Boundary line close and over. And a boundary throw in half forward. Mark Murphy, and together with Gibbs and Judd last week, had a combined 106 disposals, 40 contested possessions and 17 clearances, the big three. Scully, nice kick to Bruce, and he's got it at half back for Melbourne.
Gisbert's back to Bruce. Disposal number 14 for Jordan Gisbert's, and this will be 15. He might reach the 30 today. Bates got the chance again. Waited for it to bounce. Just didn't know whether he was going to get there for the mark. And the horses bolted. Joseph Thornton, Scotland. Walker there too if he wants him. And the Blues are out of trouble. And running into space out on the wing is Hadley. He's not the quickest, but neither is Bruce. And in the end, they're both happy with the throw-in. Jack Watts a little while ago. Copping one in the face. Was that after he'd been pinged for holding the ball, Chris?
Yeah.
Injury to insult.
It wasn't a great couple of minutes for him. Gisbert's after a beautiful tap from Jamar, but it ends with Simpson. Kick is a good one on the non-dominant side, and Waite's got it right half forward, 65 from goal. Kicks it towards Robinson, but well done, Morton.
He's a beauty, Carl Morton. No, he's missed a big chunk of season 2010, coming off a long-term injury, but he's all quality.
Yeah, nice kick too. Maloney, Scully. Melbourne getting it through the corridor. More floating type of kick. Down went Watts. Thornton was able to take the mark comfortably and find Murphy at right half forward.
Having a good day, Thornton. Has been talked about as one whose fortunes are declining a bit, but he's responding.
Murphy's short kick is okay. Houlihan kicked 3 goals in the opening quarter, Ryan Houlihan.
Such a good kick here, Houlihan. Normally hits a target.
Kicks to a 1-on-1. Weight too big, too strong for Bartram.
And that might look like the most precise lace-out kick, but the thing about it was weighted to the exact right spot that Waite wanted it. Now, it's one thing to just kick one low and drill one. Look at this. It's weighted exactly where he had advantage, and Houlihan has got that sense of what a forward wants and a teammate wants. Great kick.
Beautifully weighted. As Jared kicks from 50 metres. Oh, he squeezed it through from 45, I should say. Great goal.
Just the third goal of the quarter. 2 to Carlton, 1 to Melbourne.
The well-weighted kick to Waite. And look at that. It is just exactly what you want. Delivered in an area where you can protect the space. Doesn't have to be bullet-like, just has to be in the right spot. And Waite did the job.
Carlton with a pretty good hold on the game at the moment. Scully puts Melbourne forward but wide. And again, it's Jamison with Green. So Carlton have been switching the pieces around back there after Green was giving Bryce Gibbs some difficulty. Should have 3 goals. Perhaps could have 4 if he hadn't dropped a chest mark a little while ago. Hadley getting a bit of it, but tackled here, ineffective kick. Scully to the boundary. And Melbourne badly needing to pull a couple back in the 3.5 minutes before half-time if they're to go in with serious hope of winning this game. Jamar beautifully. Maloney touched off the boot. First man there, Bennell. Gibbs just waits to corral him. Now Watts, and Gisbert's just keeps on getting the footy. Bennell again. Grimes has a look, steers. Not all that well. Sylvia in a gang tackle. Miller, rare possession. Just didn't realise he was about to be mown down. Thornton again doing good things for Carlton. Houlihan, Anderson. That's a strong tackle from Sylvia. And it wins a free kick for Melbourne.
Trying to barge your way through the tackle.
Yeah, the explanation from the umpire, he tried to barge your way through. He took the opportunity, could have given it off earlier. Strong tackle from Colin Sylvia.
Sylvia kicks it short. Straight to Houlihan. So Carlton in control, 38 points to the good. And they've been able to respond to every Melbourne challenge. Not that there's been that many of them. Scotland towards the wing. Jacobs and Jamar. Lands with Jacobs, and now they're away. Off to Betts. Betts from just the attacking side of the wing. Judd. Well done, Bruce, applying some pressure. Good tackle. Betts followed his kick up. Back towards Judd. Well done, Grimes. Stood his ground, Garland off the ground. Boundary throw in.
See, Chris Judd there is absolutely filthy with himself, because it happens about once every 3 weeks where he goes for a footy and fumbles it. And look, he'd worked on about 4 or 5 efforts, so he's exhausted. Big excuse, but that is why he's one of the greats. He sets such a high standard for himself, and if he has one slight error, unforgivable.
Melbourne's defence still could be under pressure. Joseph to Walker. And Simpson is it lunging forward, not able to come up with the mark. Gibbs, bait for Melbourne. And McDonald. The Demons hold up, but still time for either team to do a little bit of scoring here. Gisbert's again.
Possession number 18, that is, Tim, for Jordan Gisbert.
And it was a beautifully weighted ball for Maloney. Trengove. Now the veteran Bruce. on the centre line, basically waits for the front half to set itself up. Holds the ball. Now he gives them a chance. Miller just didn't hang on. Joseph. Brown not hitting Thornton. Bennell. It's a good tackle by Scotland. An unforgiving affair. The ball up.
Good pick up from Bennell. Good tackle as well. And
Straight up, thanks.
they're the marks that you just love to see stick for Brad Miller to
Give him a run.
help him improve as a consistent player. Had the box seat and really should have taken it.
Sylvia, tap forward by Walker. Anderson, scrappy old kick, but gets to Hadley. Murphy, kick to the wing, and Morton. Oh, he dropped the mark. He did all the hard work. Now Jamar, Warnock, across the ground to Bruce. So half a minute left. Oh, he hurried the kick, but he knew he had his man there. That was Grimes.
Mate.
Towards the pocket, kicks it out on the full. So a couple of poor kicking errors from Jack Grimes in this opening half, and the free kick to the Blues.
Spoken about Melbourne's kicking efficiency, just going at 50%. Carlton going at 72%.
Yeah, some poor decision making too along the way from the Demons. It hasn't been their best day of the season. Wait for Carlton to Scotland. Handful of seconds left. They need a mark up here. O'Halpin is their hope. Warnock with him, and O'Halpin went the spoil. So at half time it's the Blues by 38 points. They kicked 7 goals to 2 in the first quarter, 2-1 in the second.
Been a classy performance from the Carlton Footy Club here in the first half. They've stamped their authority as a genuine quality side in the competition, in my opinion. Melbourne have got a big challenge ahead in the second half. Their young players just been overawed a little.
He got the chopper. We've improved away since then.
The legend.
Sounds like it.
We can see Mark Howard doing his fine stuff, and is he an octave higher today, Tim? I reckon the cold weather's just got to him. He's just gone even higher, if that is possible.
Certainly umpire Pennell is. Not sure about Howard.
Very wet conditions down there, but Carlton have been super impressive so far in the first half. Jared Waite on report. Not too concerned about that from my point of view. I think he's got a good case to answer there when the match review panel take a look at it. But challenge now for the Melbourne young players who have had a quiet first half, been a little bit undisciplined at times. Good chance for them to set this game up and really try and make something of the second half.
Tom Scully. 8 disposals in the first half. There's Brad Green. Bryce Gibbs still his opponent. And Jace Gisberts is the leading possession winner on the ground, if you don't mind, with 18 disposals. So third quarter underway. And a high tackle held without it.
Straight back to him, Andrew Walker.
Andrew Walker.
Back to him, Jamar. Andrew Walker, thank you.
Coming in for his 14th disposal. Has been outstanding. Wide to Russell. From the logo, centre wing. Probing kick is effective. Mark taken by Brown. Right half forward. 65 from goal. Back to Carazzo. Back to Russell. So Carlton just intent on maintaining possession. Early going to this third quarter. They lead by 38 points. Set it up with a blistering 7-goal opening quarter. High towards full forward. Big pack. Ball to the back. Well done, Warnock. Knocked it away. Lots of players there. Warnock again involved. Little fumble by Robinson. Chance for Carazzo. Big Jacobs jams it on the boot. And kicks it behind.
There he is, big Sauce Jacobs. Squeeze that one through a contested situation. Mark Jamar has probably been one Melbourne player who has won his position today. I think he's been a very good performer.
Jacobs done well to hold his spot. There's a bit of opposition with Warnock and Hampson at Carlton. Scotland camped under that, and Jamar duly infringed. Copped him around the ear. Looks as though it might be ringing a little. Places it to a pretty good spot. Cruiser, O'Halpin, Robinson arriving too. Satana gives it to Robinson, who out of the air hammers it through for the Blues. Brilliant stuff.
Take the headphones off. Brett Ratton have a bit of a relax. His side is just travelling comfortably, and Big Satan hasn't been a great day for tall marking forwards, but that's what I like about what he brings to the table. He can do some things at ground level that bring his teammates in, and that was a very good example of it. First goal of the second half to the Blues.
There's Robinson. Now look at the back of the pack. 2 Carlton players get there first. No 1-goal side for Melbourne, and wonderful skill there from Mitch Robinson to kick the handball through. So again, they take it out of the centre. Walker, little kick around the body to the advantage of Hadley and also Simpson. Good tackle on him by Grimes. He was held a long time. No free kick. McDonald paddles to Jones. Scully, clever handle in the tough conditions. Kick towards half forward. Bait an opportunity. Ball very slippery. Off now to Sylvia. Runs around Jacobs and kicks towards full forward. Oh, just over the head of Bennell. Chance for Green, and Jamie Bennell can, I was going to say run in and kick a goal. He fell over. Green kicks it instead. Three goals now to Brad Green. Probably could have had a couple more. Missed an easy opportunity in the second quarter, then dropped a regulation chest mark close to goal. Bennell did well in the end after he slipped over. And Green just a toe poke onto it.
That's some pretty steady rain falling here at the MCG now. Carlton by 39 points, and opportunity to see who can adjust, because to try and play wet weather footy as a modern player takes a little bit of adjusting, and we'll see which side does it first.
Well, Howie was just telling us this is the AFL's green game on World Environment Day, and Brad Green's kicked 3. Wonder if he can reverse Melbourne's fortunes here. He's kept them afloat so far. Scotland kicks to Robinson, and that's a free against Morton. And perhaps a bit of a cork on the buttock.
Let's have a look at this replay here. Carl Morton came through, just went a little too high, made some contact over the shoulder.
Carrazzo and Davey have been pitted head-to-head for much of the day. Here's Cruiser arriving for the Blues. Took weight with him. McDonald mops up for the Dees. Very wide for Miller, who hasn't been able to have much impact. Had his just about his best ever game in Darwin a couple of weeks ago, where he kicked 5. 2 against him here. And a throw-in is about as good as he could have hoped for.
It's just been a bit of a difference in this game. At the other end, Jared Waite is playing a similar role to Brad Miller. Jared Waite's been able to have 10 marks, kick a couple of goals. Brad Miller just the 2 disposals, so he needs to offer more as that lead up forward.
Gisbert's, Grimes, well tackled by Garlett and Hadley. And a bounce. Jack Grimes. Now.
Here's Jamer. High with the knee.
High with the knee, so a free kick to Jacobs. Quick handball off to Walker, who's been outstanding today. Andrew Walker runs to 60 metres, kicks towards the goal square at the back. Wait! Oh, he got up, but infringed in doing so. So a free kick will come back to Cameron Bruce in the back pocket.
Been in and out the side. Sorry, Tim. Jared Waite. We'll have a look at this replay. And that's a dubious one for me, because they instructed that if there was incidental contact, it would be allowed in the marking contest.
Well, it's probably a question of whether you take the mark or not, which, I mean, shows really how wrong the interpretation is. I think if you use your hands, you're giving away a free kick. James McDonald with courage takes the mark. I mean, the petty little things that are paid as hands in the back, and yet you see players put their hands on an opponent's shoulders and actually hoist themselves, and we're told that's okay. It just doesn't compute. Throw in, good spoil by Russell on Sylvia. Let's have another look. Clear hand on there. Now, he didn't mark that one, whereas he took one, I think, against St Kilda on that Monday night, when he clearly used the hands but took the mark, and that was okay. Makes sense of that. J-Mark getting front position, and clearly winning that one. Did it beautifully, but the kick's not so hot. So it's a Carlton ball between half-back and wing. The Blues still in control here by 39 points, and as the conditions deteriorate, scoring is not going to get any easier. Richard Hadley hasn't minded the close-in stuff today. It's up his alley. High ball into half-forward. Garland backing back. Good effort. Brave effort. Good mark.
And 50 metres.
Against Eddie Betts, Chris O, you can hit up by saying, Eddie, get out of there, Eddie. Eddie didn't get out. He
was everywhere.
Penalised 50. Yeah.
So a chance for Garland now. Handball off to Gisbert's. Kick towards half-forward. Chance at the back. Beautifully done. Beautiful sidestep from Jeddah, and Bate can kick the goal. 2 in a row for Melbourne.
Ability to give it off to the right teammate. Fantastic to watch.
So the Demons have pulled 2 back. Still a way to go. Maloney throwing himself in. Jones having a dip. Morton weaving through the traffic. Gisbert's again. Number 21. Far and away the game high. Maloney ploughing. Russell under some pressure here. Scotland likewise. Melbourne lifting. Sylvia. Walker. Scotland. And Carlton repel. Scotland runs the full measure. Kicks untidily, but that's not a bad result for the Blues.
Oh, he's paid deliberate.
Oh!
He has paid deliberate. I had an eye on the umpire. You can hear the reason behind it, but as torrential rain falls here at the MCG.
What did you think as he kicked the ball, Das?
I thought that he gained a fair advantage, and I think it's a pretty hard call.
Pretty hard to call that deliberate, boys. It is absolutely pouring down. He would have no idea where that was going.
Ball to half-forward. Chance for Burnell. Hard up against. Oh, he's taken front on there. Free kick.
How's the boundary rider's position at the moment, Howie?
Oh, pretty average, Tim. Andy Marr was meant to be doing this game. You stitched me up.
Kick inside, attacking 50. Rain very heavy. Brown almost throws it out to Robinson.
Very heavy, you reckon?
Judd.
It's heavier than that, I'll tell you right now.
Now Morton just jams it on the boot. Back inside, attacking 50. Oh, Anderson tried to fist it. Should have tried to mark. Burnell now. 50 from goal. Little chip kick. Davey. Oh, he couldn't handle it. Boundary throw in.
So that was a dangerous Aaron Davey. You could just see the way he landed, and Cruz has come up with a bit of a cork. He's up and okay, but had his legs taken out at the wrong time there, Aaron Davey.
This is Darwin-type rain without the temperature to match.
That 25 up in the box here, Howie. And dry. Green off to Sylvia. Well done. Robinson was taken high. He'll get a free kick at halfback.
He's from Tassie. He's from Lauderdale, which is surrounded by water. Won't be unfamiliar to Mitch. Carlton's lead 33. Anderson, who should have marked a moment ago, inexplicably went the fist. Mightn't have been able to see it in the rain. Goes for length here. Jamar keeping Cruiser trapped under the ball. At the back, Bartram. Jamison puts on the pressure. The collect from Waite from a long way. Now, will it curl? It does curl. It curls hard, and it's a beauty. Jared Waite's 3rd goal, and the Blues again lead by 39 points. Bombed away, and I think he put a bit of curl on it.
Yeah, it was really clever, Tim. He punted it in that direction. He called that about a second after it left his boot. Really clever kick. That is using the conditions to your advantage, Chris.
And well done to Michael Jamison. He's the one that put pressure on Bartram. And it's interesting, in these conditions, the ball is going to get to the back of the pack. Bartram and Jamison, the only two that realise that off the contest. And this rain, Howie, I reckon, is getting heavier.
This is the heaviest rain I've ever seen at the MCG now.
So back in the centre. Chance for Miller. Judd sliding. Chance for McDonald. Gee, no one can pick it up. Chance now for Jamison. Houlihan lost the handle. Bennell still can't pick it up. Now he can. High towards half forward. Mark that, he says. Oh, geez, through the hands of Russell. Trengove. Snap. Going goalward. Has it got the carry? No, well done. Beautiful work down there by Anderson. And Scotland can mop up just inside the line in the back pocket. Got Carruzzo running for him on centre wing. Kicks in his direction. And that's a beautiful kick.
A great kick.
In the conditions. Superb stuff. And Carruzzo marks just backward of right centre wing for the Blues.
This might be the rain they had in Adelaide last weekend when Richmond won. It is quite extraordinary. And the appropriately named Rivers fists the ball over the line.
There's a beautiful kick from East Scotland. In all seriousness, we haven't had heavy rain conditions in Melbourne for 5 years, so a lot of players haven't had to deal with this. We also played Etihad Stadium under the roof a lot. The modern footballer is judged so highly on how well, as we see Kade Simpson come off with a bit of a whack in the nose, it looks like. So the modern player who's used to being measured on kicking efficiency, they're used to kicking short and using the footy, over possessing it. You don't see current players adjust to these conditions all that quickly, all that well. So as a coach, if you can get down there and say, righto, we are now in torrential wet weather conditions. The old school way of playing this is just a game meterage. So you actually kick it as far as you can, torpedoes, soccer it off the ground. If you adjust quicker, you can get 3 or 4 goals back on your opponents pretty quickly. So we'll see if the side can do it, Tim.
And we'll get an older school assessment from Michael Christian shortly, because he played this game back when rain was really rain and you didn't pick it up, you socketed it, sunk the boot into it, you just gained 20 or 30 metres. Anderson for Carlton, Davey the tackler, strong tackle it was. Scotland though seemingly relishing the conditions. I don't know whether it'll slide out this time and we'll have a ball up towards the Demons half forward line. Kade Simpson came off with a split nose, it seemed, and it might have been his teammate Mitch Robertson's hard head that got him.
So at half forward for Melbourne, chance for Sylvia, somehow got boot to ball, and well done Scotland, that was courage at the fall. Well played by Anderson, soccering towards the line, and Big Jacobs now can gather, settle, assess, kick towards the wing. 2-1 in favour of the Demons. Gibbs did very well, fisting it over, and a good result for the Blues. Boundary throw in on centre wing. Bryce Gibbs not as productive as last week.
At 45 last week, Chriso.
Just the 5 today, and probably beaten by Brad Green. Well done by Hadley, off to Cruiser, who just barrels one inside attacking 50. It was offline and over for a boundary throw in.
If he'd got the line right,
he
might have kicked the longest goal in history there.
Right idea. Carlton.
The line was wrong by about 35 metres.
So the Blues tap over the back by Cruiser, and his Carlton teammates weren't awake to it. Grimes to Bruce, now to Jones at half back. Well, it took a long time to get rid of it. Jetta too fancy in these conditions. Now the whistle's gone, and I'm not quite sure what's happened here, and the umpires aren't talking yet, but it's a Melbourne ball and 50-metre penalty.
So is it an interchange infringement, or is it one of the occasions where a player has been tackled without possession and you advance the footy 50 metres? I think that might be the case. So
Jones just bangs it towards full foot. Oh, he's kicked a goal! Oh, can you believe it?
Such a good spot, carried the journey absolutely superbly.
Free kick to Jacobs. Jamar's given away a few today, but he's fought hard and done some good things. O'Halpin from the side went very early. Maloney, Judd and O'Halpin have got him. Bruce, his bet's dangerous, but just couldn't get any hook on that. Out on the full, Melbourne's ball. The Demons are winning the quarter. They've kicked 3 goals to 2. Still half the term left to run.
Mentioned earlier, Tim, how well they played against the Bulldogs on Friday night in wet weather conditions, so they should give themselves a chance, if they can kick a couple more, of getting back into this contest.
Now a free kick's been plucked out, coming back to Melbourne, to Brad Green at half back. Kicked 3 goals today. Lights are on, very gloomy. Bruce in space. Now he's got Watts running for him, and he kicked it too far for Watts. Drop mark though by Anderson. Neville Jetta, superb from 60. Kicks to a vacant goal scorer. Is it online? Thornton getting back and forcing it through.
How clean's Neville Jetta been a couple of times since this rain's come down? He's just enjoying. Look at this. Really clean pickup, clean handball, and quality about it.
Smooth mover.
And Anderson has been his opposite. He's lost his clean handling and his confidence. That deflected off the man on the mark. So it wasn't a mark to Trengove. McDonald's kick, Russell with the flight. Jetta another chance, and this time he runs it home. And the Dees are having a good corner.
There's the little man we were speaking about. I like him. I think he's got some excitement about him. He's clean, got a good awareness, applies some tackle pressure, and
he's had 8 disposals, Darcy. I reckon in the last 10 minutes since the rain, he's probably had 4 or 5 of them.
He's loving these conditions, Neville Jetta. You know what I loved in this passage of play? Smothered off the boot. Now, Scully, most players will say, oh, quick, I'll just try and bat this forward to do something clever. He took on the responsibility, took the pressure, marked it, went to ground, gave off a handball, set up a goal.
So a free kick, another one. Melbourne's way. So if they can muster another one here, Melbourne, who knows? Maloney kicks it wide. Morton on the left boot tries to pinpoint the pass. Brilliant pickup in the conditions by Sylvia. Rivers just jams it on the boot. High towards J-Mar, and he pushes Jacobs out before the ball was anywhere near the contest. And the free kick to Jacobs.
And he's given away 50, and
that's a bad one because the momentum behind them was growing.
Yeah, spot on, Tim. 6-3 kick against to mark J-Mar, and it's a momentum shifter.
Margin 26 points. If Melbourne kick the next goal, you just never know. Judd wrestling the hand pass forward. Morton getting back, losing his feet. Judd sweeps it back into play. Carlton sensing an opportunity and needing to stop the rot. Judd has another go. Gibbs couldn't get it back to Judd. Have a throw in.
Well, they defended well there, Melbourne.
They did. Morton's handball towards the boundary line. He did it. He almost judged it perfectly. It just needed another roll and it was over. But it was enough. And he didn't give the free kick away. So margin 26 points. Carlton deep into attack. Cruiser, Maloney, Morton. Always looks pretty casual. Kick to McDonald is a good one.
The
overlap provided by Jones. Now he's away and has a bounce on the slippery surface. Dangerous kick inside, but it's effective. Sylvia. Oh, that wasn't a great kick towards Jetta. Oh, gee, free kick he never had to give away there.
Poor effort. He's really lost it, Anderson, since the rain came down.
And this man has gone the other way, Tim, as you pointed out. Jetta has really started to just shine and be clean in the wet.
Jones drives it deep towards the goal square. Oh, green almost. Sylvia, snap it, goal, and it's bouncing, it's a goal. Melbourne back in town. That was back in town.
Yes.
The margin back to 20, and all of a sudden, they're exactly that.
Some concerns for Brett Ratton. And I made the point a little earlier that the rain, for me, provides opportunity because you've got different conditions. Got a whole different game style, and if you adjust quicker, you get an advantage. Melbourne have adjusted quicker.
Carlton led by 45 points early in this quarter. Melbourne are now within 20, and the momentum of the game is very much with the Demons. J-Mar went too early. Simpson, Garlett. Just squeezing a hand pass forward. Scully covers it. It's very hard to handle at the moment, though. Bruce, little hand pass to Gisberts. Has to go and mop it up now. Grimes, one-on-one here. Scotland, Wiley, Customer. It's to him. I thought it might have been against him for a Shepherd. It goes against Trengove. And Scotland's experience wins him the free.
Just Grove grabbed a little bit of the arm there, so free kick picked up by the umpire.
And Carlton could really do with a goal now to steady things down. Grimes goes for the boundary and gets it. Yes, he does. So still 6.5 minutes to go in this quarter. The Demons have kicked 4 of the last 5 and they've put themselves right in the game.
Ball to the front of the pack. Gisbert's, Jones, who's come into it as well, Bruce, Grimes, Morton off a step. Gained some good meterage, but Carlton have got the numbers, and a good result for Melbourne in the end. It was 3-on-1 against Miller, boundary throw-in.
How enormous has Jordan Gisbert's been in this game? Here he is. It's his second game, 26 disposals, 10 hard ball gets, 4 clearances on debut. He's had 25, which is 7 more than the next best on the ground in his second up game. Unbelievable performance.
Great tackle by Bruce on Murphy, and another boundary throw-in.
Very slight man too when you see him on ground level. In all seriousness, Das, there's not much to Jordan Gisbert.
No, even you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger next to him.
Yeah, that is saying something.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's reasonably light on compared to some of the big boys out there.
Bartram, touch ball, Wade attacks it, was held a long time, should have got a free kick, didn't. Now Davey from just the attacking side of the wing looking for bait, kick wide. They're not in a very open forward line there, Melbourne. Would have been a better place to kick it to a more central location.
At the start of this game, they gave away soft free kicks, Melbourne. They had little things go against their way. Not great discipline. All of a sudden, little decisions going their way. They're winning the 50-50 contest. They're adjusting to the conditions better. They are right in this match.
Hadley's ball for the Blues. Gives to Waite. Goes for territory, but goes straight to Morton. And the Demons will keep on coming. And he puts it into the corridor for Rivers. Out the back to Grimes. Back to Rivers under the pump. Jones there to lend a hand. Simpson's got him. Maloney. And the Demons advance again. Important play this. Bait arrived, but Walker cool at the back. Simpson should be first there, but he'll have company and he'll have the line. Maloney takes him to the line, so a throw in right in front of Mark Howe. What are you, Howie? 65 kilos wringing wet?
About 87 these days, Tim.
Jamar in front. Tries to get it to the back. Murphy. More smothered Maloney. Murphy goes again. This time Watts in his way. Murphy a third time. Scrambles at 10 metres to his side's advantage. Warnock does well. Rivers earns a free kick. Off to Grimes. Now he can go across to the opposite pocket. And the mark's taken by Morton, directing traffic from half back. He kicks towards Trengove. Trengove and Scotland, keep your feet. Good tussle this. Well done, Scotland. Is he held? Let it go, umpire, and he does. Good battle out on the southern wing. The cavalry arrive. Robinson. Well done, Trengove. An extra effort. Ball tracking to the line. And a boundary throw in. 4.5 minutes left in the quarter. And the Blues by 20 points.
It's a good contest there before. Chris Ozier called Scotland and give on that particular contest. He said, keep your feet. And they both did. It was Trengove the name on trying to spit out. And in these conditions, it's such a good skill, isn't it? If you can stay on your feet, you will gain a massive advantage. Another
ruck infringement. Been a lot of those today. The Demons prevail. Grimes now for Bruce. And he's got a bit of space here. The fumble was costly, but still Melbourne can make something of it. Gisbert's back to Bruce into a scoring position, and it's a mark in front.
Play on. Touched off the boot.
That was a crucial touch.
And Brad Miller can't believe it because he had no reason to understand that there was a touch ball.
Cameron Bruce and Simpson it was coming across, getting his fingers onto the ball. Still Melbourne are a chance. Joseph ought to find the line, and he does. But Carlton are under the pump. You couldn't have imagined this early in this quarter. And with the prospect of torrential rain, you'd have thought the game was beyond Melbourne's reach, but right now the flow is with them.
As you said, Tim, they're out to as much as 45 points early stage of this quarter, and now Melbourne have got everything going for them.
Gibbs, long kick, Garland fists it forward. O'Halpin scrambles it back towards the wing. Rivers and Betts. Rivers does very well. Little fumble by Grimes. Bruce held without it. Fumble in turn by Houlihan. Grimes did well, attacked it hard. Oh, Betts put a boot in there. Bit lucky not to be penalised. Somehow
Well
Rivers
played.
emerges. High towards half forward. Bate in the contest. Ball to the back. Chance for Waite. Bate attacked it. Here's Miller. Gee, try to get it back to Maloney. Walker in the way. Now Thornton. Waite. He combines with Robinson. His short kick effective. And the mark's taken by Simpson.
And you've got to say the Demons are enjoying the conditions more than the Blues. So Carlton's ball in the last 3 minutes of the quarter. O'Halpin, the focal point here. Cruiser there as well for the Blues. Scully has it covered for Melbourne. Simpson for Carlton. Jamar, Grimes. And the Demons will set themselves up and try and mount an attack through the corridor. Morton been good all day. That wasn't his best moment. Scotland for the Blues. For O'Halpin. Here's an opportunity. The door open. He didn't know where to go. It was beyond his kicking range, so he kicked it straight back to Morton.
Huge 2.5 minutes left in this game. We're seeing some mistakes. A goal either way is crucial. As a 19-point margin, if Melbourne get one here, they are just about favourites for me.
Trengove, he did well initially and then took the extra bounce, and he shouldn't have. Brewster's well to knock it to Scully. His handball too fierce from Trengove. He's turned it over. Now Carazzo scrambling it forward, and Morton, he keeps it in, does he? Oh, that could be a bad mistake. Betts snaps towards a vacant goal square. Getting back, Garland. Got plenty of time, Colin Garland.
And they can run it here with some space because the opportunity up forward is open if they can get it through cleanly.
Grimes, good kick. Green. Carlton are getting numbers back now. Green just thumps it long towards centre half forward, hoping. Miller, front and centre was Bennell, didn't come to him. Scotland. Robinson all ducked the Davey tackle and delivers wide to Carazzo, and the Blues can build again.
Carlton getting numbers back now. Carazzo just dallied with the kick. Russell took the ricochet, but Blazers wide, and it's Melbourne's ball again. So in the last 76 seconds, and the drama really building at the MCG, which is an eerie sight. The lights have been on all day, but right now you feel as though you're at a night match, because clearly the light outside the stadium has just about gone for the day. It's Bruce for Melbourne. To Morton. Carlton with virtually everyone back, only playing a couple of forwards right now, trying to hold Melbourne at bay. Grimes with Betts bearing down. There was no one to go to, so he's gone long and wide, and he's hoping for the line. And that was a very educated kick from Jack Grimes, and it gives Melbourne a chance in the last minute to mount an attack and try and score the goal that will really have the wind up the Blues going into the last quarter.
Just saw Chris Judd sliding across the line with the Melbourne captain James McDonald. Chris Judd has been kept to 14 disposals. McDonald's had 11.
And another boundary throw in. He's done a great job, hasn't he?
He has indeed, and I'm sure he would be sitting here saying we played in a really tough wet weather game. There's Chris Judd, who's been a little quiet today against the Bulldogs. One that got away from them tonight, this afternoon. It does feel like tonight an opportunity to really get one back that looked like it was gone.
Hadley. Afternoon. Morton drops the mark. That could be costly as we count down. Half a minute left. Simpson just blazes away. It's a foot race. Warnock versus O'Halpin. They arrive from everywhere. Warnock needs to keep his feet. Tracker to the line. He's pushed in the back and he'll get the free kick.
Well, it was an interesting play to the side of that. Well done by Matthew Warnock. Eddie Betts got bumped off the footy. Crowd saw it, wanted a free kick. My thoughts are the umpire got it right.
Oh, not a great effort there coming from Bartram. Ball still alive. Still 7 seconds left if Carlton can manufacture something. Simpson, he's well tackled. What's the umpire going to do here? He's going to ball it up, but it's three-quarter time. Amazing performance. Away. Cruiser wins the first tap. Chance again for Cruiser. Couldn't follow up. Jamar's got it. Bruce. Handball to Maloney, who slides down. Didn't need to do that. Morton kept his hands clear. Kick ineffective. Judd. Beautiful pickup. Chris Judd. Can he find a target? Robinson couldn't take it. Well done, Garland. Strip Betts of the footy. Then scrambles it wide into the path of Trengove. His opponent, Scotland. Scotland, good tackle by Trengove. Grimes chimes in. Can't get it clear though. Robinson does well. Somehow manufactures a kick. O'Halpin takes it well. Oh, geez, errant attempt to soccer by Brown. Now Simpson gathers on attacking 50. Good tackle, McDonald. Chance for Hadley from 45. Kicks it goalward. And almost the mark down there. Not taken by O'Halpin. And a rush behind.
Melbourne went away from what got them back into the contest there at that centre square bounce. They tried a little dinky handball back, concede some ground, overplay, overpossessed the footy. Had a couple of opportunities, just as Howie said the instructions were to bang it forward. Got to go back to doing that. Got them back in this game.
Blues will be trying to put this out of Melbourne's reach early. Did well to keep the ball to the front of the pack there. Scotland to Judd, raising a big effort here. Houlihan, 3-goal opening quarter. Probably should have kicked himself. Tried to give it to Scotland. Has another go. Looks for Robinson, but the Demon defence manages to take it away. Russell. Well done, Jetta, though. Green working down the back for the Demons. Bruce off his knees. Sylvia. Murphy for Carlton. Simpson on his wrong side. Gives to Jamison. Everyone up the ground. No one behind Jamison. He pumps it deep. Melbourne with the numbers. Waite making an effective spoil, but no crumbing for Carlton. Maloney, Morton. And Trengove in the clear out at half back, and he has a man loose on the wing.
And that man is Jetta. Kicks towards half forward. Miller and Jamison. Jamison seems to always do the right thing, fisting away. And a boundary throw in half forward for the Dees.
Just always plays the percentages, doesn't he, Jamison? He's a really good defender. Doesn't give his opponents any space at all, Chris.
Yeah, great rookie success. Another one. Scully overruns it. Kick forward by Cruiser. Chance for Waite, just completely slipped through his hands. McDonald now kicks it inside, attacking 50, going back Russell. Judges it well, but happy to take it over. And a boundary throw in. Just inside, attacking 50 for Melbourne. Gee, a quick one here would really give them some impetus and some confidence. Cruiser in front. Tap forward, taken by Joseph, who jams it on the boot and just pitches inside. We get a boundary throw in forward for Melbourne.
First goal of this final quarter is going to, as you mentioned, Chris, it'll give enormous confidence to Melbourne, and Carlton will be thinking just kick one and we'll put this one out of reach.
Jamar swatting it down. Judd stealing. He's the man early in this last quarter. Good smother on his kick, but still Carlton plough it forward. Simpson. Scully getting back. Judd trying to take it from him. Brown tunnelling it out. Betts the knock on. Another one. O'Halpin. You need clean hands or clean feet. And the Satanta boot wasn't quite clean, but Carlton have the ball where they want it.
How good's Judd been, Tim? 3 clean possessions, just standing up, only 14 to three-quarter time. He's just lifted, trying to get his side home.
Carlton deep into attack here. Jamar, shark by Waite. Oh, he tried to soccer it. Good play there from Rivers, sliding across his leg. And another boundary throw in. Can't afford to give a free kick away here, Melbourne. Need to be really precise with their tackling. Need a couple of players goal side. And some desperate defence. Cruiser taps it into a dangerous spot. Robinson can't pick it up. Now a chance for Eddie Betts. Well done, Jetta. Confronted him. Trengove. Sylvia. Hacks it forward. That's all he can do there. Now Miller versus Jamison. Keep your feet. Miller did very well. Oh, gee, he had time. More time than he thought. Gibbs off to Walker. Wide to the advantage of Simpson. Here's a chance for the Blues. He cuts inboard. Full Scully. Full Davey from 60 metres. Ran too far. Free kick to Melbourne. He did all the work, Kate Simpson there. But a free kick to Melbourne at half back.
Some big moments in this game coming up, isn't there? Brad Miller had the opportunity to pick it up and get his side inside 50, and then I thought, well, it's going to be turned over for a goal. And so an opportunity for someone to stand up and really win a big game for both sides. If Melbourne win, they could be in the 8 at the end of round 11. Carlton pushing for a spot in the top 4.
Green arriving, been dangerous all day. Bruce, clever. And then it is so slippery, it's treacherous. Robinson's enjoying these conditions, and Judd, the dominant figure at the moment, couldn't escape the Scully tackle that time. Now Gibbs hacks it forward for the Blues. Rivers leads Waite. Rivers through the rain. Out to the line. Waite wants a free kick. He won't get it. Carlton fans unhappy. Waite says, what about the one in the previous quarter against Scotland? Throw in at the 50. Blues doing most of the attacking early in this final term.
Cruiser props in front. Gets it down. Houlihan hoists it high towards the goal square. Warnock does well, and perhaps in the end could have tried to mark, but he fists it over. Safety first, and a boundary throw in the forward pocket for the Blues.
Probably not a bad option given the situation. If he slipped through his hands and bounced out the back, he wouldn't have forgiven himself. But we're still in the stalemate position. We haven't had a goal. And
oh, now we have Judd. Superb stuff. And one of the basic lessons, rules, you cannot let your opponent get goal side, and that's exactly what happened there with the aid of a very good block from his teammate.
Mitch Robinson did a great job in here, Chris.
Mitch Robinson came in, blocked his man, James McDonald, and that is a crucial goal, and he's been outstanding in this final quarter, Chris Judd.
Superstar has decided, my side needs me. Look at the good block he got there from Mitch Robinson. 4 early possessions and a goal to start the final quarter. That's why he's one of the greats of all time. Look at him just stand up.
This has been a Herculean performance in the first 6 or 7 minutes of this last quarter. He has said, I'm going to take control of this game. Here's Robinson again. Betts, Houlihan, his 4th for the day, and then it just about put it out of reach for the Demons.
A remarkable quality, that, isn't it? To be having a day where, and let's be truthful, James McDonald is a fantastic stopping player and has played his heart out for his side for well over 10 years, and he has set himself single-handedly to try and stop Chris Judd, and Judd has just had that sense that he can drag his side home, and he's done it.
First time Ryan Houlihan's kicked 4 goals in a game in his long career, and that was a very important goal.
Jacobs now off to Simpson. Carlton go forward again towards half forward. Garland almost the mark. Morton. Ball going nowhere. Bounce 45 metres from Carlton's goal. 2 goals in a minute, and the Blues now in complete control on the scoreboard. Waite. McDonald couldn't get boot the ball. Gisberts. Sylvia gains about 30 metres. Well done by Thornton. Paved a way for Russell, who kicks hurriedly towards Waite. Couldn't take it. Chance for Judd again. Sylvia couldn't pick it up, so decides to soccer it forward. Miller in turn thumps it to Davey. Good work there from Brown at ground level. Off to Simpson, who scrambles it 30 metres towards half forward. Now a chance for Judd. Look at that clean ball handling. Onto the left boot, pulls it back across his body. Diving Robinson couldn't mark, was pushed in the back. No free kick. Murphy off to Garland. Garland missed. Murphy. Houlihan, he fumbled as well. Murphy again. Oh gee, it's tough in the conditions. Ball very slippery. Garland eventually kicks towards full forward. Fist at the back. Oh, big Satanda. Well done by Gisberts. In fact, it was Trengove off to Warnock, and he clears the immediate area and the danger. And out towards half forward, but coming through beautifully done. Oh, Jacobs dropped the sitter. Off to Waite from 30 metres. Jared Waite pulls the kick and has missed. A behind only to the Blues, but certainly doing all the attacking at the moment.
A little bit more comfort inside the Carlton coach's box, and they just should be really happy with the challenge that was thrown down, and they've been able to stand up and answer it. Really dominated the early part of this game. They're out to a 45-point lead.
Oh, Garland's overstepped here. There's going to be a ball up.
So it's all falling apart now for Melbourne. Out to a 45-point lead, start of the 3rd quarter. Have a look at this again from Garland, and picked up a very close one there. toe looked like it was maybe just over the line.
On the chalks enough, I think, isn't it? So that was how it was judged. Rush behind. Carlton's lead 34 points. We'll just have another look at it. Needs to be behind the chalk. He got onto it. Shouldn't be too hard, but I guess in the heat of the moment, players sometimes get it wrong. Morton for Melbourne. Puts bait, one out. Good sure hands there. He'll get a free kick. He was thrown after he disposed of the ball. So it's Melbourne's ball behind the wing, but you get the feeling the horse has well and truly bolted. Carlton lifting at the start of the last quarter. Oh, Garland, bad error there. Put himself under pressure. Gives to Bartram. Judd getting a hand on the hand pass. McDonald to Warnock. And the Demons escape. He just held the kick. Oh, Waite with the flight. Did well. He didn't know he was doing it, but he did well. Good tackle by Russell. Wins a free kick. Pretty tough on Sylvia. But the Blues come up with the footy almost in the centre.
Carlton now with real momentum as he kicks to half forward. Judd not this time. Warnock couldn't handle it. Garlett, oh, clever little toe poke to the advantage of O'Halpin. Wide to Carazzo. Now Garlett hard up against the line. Good smother by Grimes. Russell. Good tackle by Warnock. Kick to half forward at the back. Oh, rare fumble there from Jeddah. Jacobs over it. Judd goes in and gets it. Now Maloney. And he barrels it towards towards the centre of the ground, but only as far as Gibbs. And his kick is, well, it was perfect for Thornton, but he bobbled it. Green, nice tap to the advantage of Davey. Half got a kick at it. Joseph. Russell, good tackle by Jeddah. Now Walker. Kick towards full forward. Has the Melbourne defence under pressure, but Bruce will be first to arrive at half-back. Little fumble. Now he wants the line. And he paddles effectively. So a boundary throw in. Half forward for the Blues.
This game was up for grabs at three-quarter time. 19-point margin in favour of the Blues. Chris Judd had only had 14 possessions at three-quarter time. Have a look at him, just stood up. 6 disposals. All of them have resulted in something positive. He's kicked a goal himself, and he's just single-handedly turned it on, and he's just won the game for his side. He's an unbelievable player.
Anderson for the Blues. Robinson also been very good in the wet. Throw in between wing and half forward as Carlton make changes. Robinson and Judd, who I think have probably been their most important players in this last quarter, both have a break, which would say something for their work rate, but perhaps also for the level of comfort the team is now feeling. Gisbert's getting involved in the short throw-in. Murphy to Joseph. He's from the west coast of Tassie, and he won't mind it wet. Bartram Morton turning into a weight tackle, which was a straitjacket. Took him over the line. So a throw in at half forward. Carlton by 34 points.
Just love that last shot of Chris Judd. I mean, sometimes people think you can just flick it on. You can see the effort. He was physically exhausted when he came off the ground, and it's just that innate feeling that superstar players have got. They know when their side needs them. Not only do they know it, but they can then stand up. There he is on the boundary line having a breather. The ability to then be able to do something about it when things aren't going your way and just decide, OK, my side needs something more from me. Have a look at him here. He is just spent, physically spent, needs to just be on his haunches. Dragged around, one of the best stoppers in the game. Captain of Melbourne, James McDonald, and so good to watch him.
Cruiser to Hadley. Now Murphy, little give to Carazzo. Scully fighting hard for Melbourne. And eventually the umpire will need to call for it. No, he lets it go. Davey. Well done, Bruce. Got Simpson out of the way, but the ball off his boot and over for a boundary throw-in.
Because I made the comment earlier today, there's Chris Judd looking on about, you look back to the pre-season, we're all sitting there saying, Fev's gone, where can they get a score from Carlton? They have been able to score so well this year. They are the 4th highest scoring side of the competition. They're up around 88 points in atrocious conditions today. They've topped 100 points on 7 occasions. It's been a great success story.
Now Jeddah had nowhere to go, so he had to just hold on to the footy, and it's a good kick and a good mark taken by Bate low down. Carlton had numbers back, so he couldn't afford to just blaze. Bate does to a 3-on-3 contest, but 2 Carlton players at the fall. Hadley to Thornton. only as far as Jamar, who takes the mark on centre wing.
The Demons haven't troubled the scorer in more than half a quarter after showing so much promise in the third. Bate kicks to Green. Similar pattern really to last night's match, in that the underdog stood up the favourite a big start and mounted a fight back, but ran out of class when it came to try to reel the margin in. Bit of a chance here for the Demons. Grimes arriving. A couple of defenders there, Warnock as well, but it's stolen by Murphy. Scotland. Houlihan. Scotland again being forced back to the line. Scotland swings it long but straight to Bruce. Sylvia just got the kick in time, but the tackle, or perhaps the perceived pressure, forced him to kick badly, and it's a Carlton free for out on the full.
Colin Sylvia, 19 disposals this afternoon. Cruiser in front. Well done, Jamar. Garlett was in the great spot but just fumbled, and a boundary throw-in.
Obviously the conditions are torrential rain and slippery, but the ball use of Melbourne across the game, just 54% efficiency by foot. Now, you know how hard it is obviously to kick it in these conditions, but Carlton have gone at 70%, so they've been able to use it considerably better. 2-3 to nothing in this final term. Melbourne haven't even looked like it. They get a free kick here through Jamar. Just the attacking side of right centre wing. He hoiks it high towards full forward. Thornton the only one there. Should have marked. Tried to fist away. Chance for Jetta. Maloney. Bennell. Oh, gee. In a nest of Blues. And he's been pinged. Carlton free kick at half back.
What would you want Thornton to do there if the game was hanging in the balance, uncontested in these conditions? Would you want him to mark or do as he did?
It's an interesting question, Tim. I think you'd probably say he played the percentages and fisted away.
But don't you need, even in any conditions, you've got to back your ability to take a chest mark, surely?
Yeah, I suppose the slipperiness of the footy, Chris, if it was hanging in the balance, you go for a low percentage mark, because it's so hard, even uncontested, to take a mark in these conditions. And it spills out the back, you probably cost your side the game. I can understand why from up here you think just mark it, but as Mark Howard will tell us down there, it's greasy and it's wet, and it's not as easy as it looks.
Not easy at all.
I can see the bubbles come up every time you speak, Howie.
It's outrageous conditions.
Demons forced wide again, and there'll be a throw in. I reckon the answer to that question probably is whichever one produces the right result.
That's right.
Because the game becomes much less predictable. There he is taking a mark a little while ago, and even that uncontested one he juggled. He's Judd back into the fray, not taking it cleanly. Even he shown to be fallible there.
Got a decent shove after that maybe should have been a free kick. Here's the games to come for Melbourne.
Queen's Birthday Monday, the big one against Collingwood, and that'll be quite an affair.
Yeah, it will be. As I said earlier today, Tim, it's exciting to come and watch Melbourne play. I love seeing what they are able to produce at the moment. So much young talent out on the field.
There you go. Good mark by Thornton.
On his chest that time, Chriso. Here's Walker, who you might recall made his debut in shocking conditions against the Eagles a few years ago at Carlton at the old Princes Park ground, and I think he got a couple of Brownlow votes that day, so he doesn't mind it wet. Carlton build again. Anderson swinging it forward. The bounce rather than the slide, beating everyone there. Rivers. Scully giving it to Bruce. Green. Warnock in strife. Goal. It's a good tackler for a little bloke. There'll be a ball up.
Melbourne have gone against the pattern of play that got them back into the contest in the rain. They started this final quarter just over possessing it a little bit, and it's got them into a bit of trouble.
Now a chance for Judd. Won the great handball to Anderson. Well done, Davey. Nice pick up in the conditions. Around the body, Miller. Beaten by Thornton and beaten by the numbers. Carrazzo shares it with Walker, who just tries a barrel towards half forward. It works out okay as it came off the side of his boot. And a sliding mark. Murphy is marked between wing and half forward. Short little kick to Wait, ineffective. Scotland got boot to ball very quickly. Jamar couldn't control it. Robinson, good handball to Murphy, 60 from goal. Crossed the ground. Russell. So pretty open at the moment, the forward line, but he takes his time, so Melbourne are able to get numbers back. So now a chance for Gibbs. Just disposal number 11 coming up for Bryce Gibbs. He was beaten early by Brad Green. And he finds Jacobs. So he just hoists it towards full forward. Big pack, ball to the back, chance for Betts and a goal.
In the bag, they have the Kangaroos next week. Fremantle in Melbourne, that's an intriguing match, as is a home game against Brisbane. And then the Bulldogs, so it's an interesting run of games, all at Etihad Stadium.
Well past the flight of the ball.
So Carlton's footy in the centre. They've kicked the only 3 goals of the last quarter and restored the status quo as they're back to 40-point leaders, and it's about to become 46 with Eddie Betts kicking his second in 30 seconds.
Another free kick against for Mark Jamar from off the top of my head. That's up to about 7 for the game.
And does again the ball getting to the back as it tends to do in wet conditions, and Betts being basically the only player goal side of the pack.
Yeah, just falling apart a little bit at stages for Melbourne. When it's been good, it's been good. When it's been bad, it's been real bad.
Now, Das, you're the expert commentator. When the rain came, the game changed. Not just in terms of the footy, but the pigeons disappeared and the seagulls came in, as they did that night when Melbourne played the Bulldogs here in the wet. Can you explain that for our viewers?
I'll have to ring my friend Bill Laurie there, who has spent a lot of time out here at the MCG, and he loves pigeons. Got no idea, but they are an issue. There's a bird issue here at the G. I need to get rid of them.
So Murphy sockers it inside, attacking 50. Wonderful pickup from Judd. Garlett, left foot snap around the body. This will bounce through. Will it? No, Warnock gets back just in the nick of time.
He's just an out-and-out star. What superlative is appropriate for Chris Judd? He's had 8 disposals in the final quarter, and he's just stood up. I know we've repeated it a few times, but when you watch someone with his ability and his quality, it's just entertaining and enjoyable to come to a game.
Oh, Walker, massive leap from behind. Blues have their biggest lead of the day. Here's Scully. They might have given it up, though, and Carlton will keep pressing. Betts is suddenly on fire. And there's a whistle, a free kick against Waite in that aerial contest. Suddenly everyone's trying to take a screamer in the wet. Garland's ball for the Demons. Carlton by 47 points. Jetta loose. I think it's a great thing about the game. It's good having a roof at a stadium, but it's great to have this unpredictability and something that can change things suddenly and dictate the way the game is played. Test the players in another way. Brown for Carlton takes it wide. O'Halpin and Warnock throw in.
Crowd today of 49,745, which is a pretty good effort given the conditions, and I think a big percentage of them Carlton fans will be very excited about their side. They were 6th on the ladder coming into today. Another good win. They're in very good shape.
Jamar finally gets a free kick. He's given a lot away today. He's played pretty well by the same token. Some wonderful ruck work in the early part of the game. And a kick towards Miller, who does well against Jamison.
A hard one to get a read on Brad Miller for me. He's really been almost non-existent in the game today. That was possession number 6.
Second mark.
But when he's good, he just looks as though he can play that role, that lead-up role, but just disappears for too much of the game.
Grimes towards half forward. Good mark in the conditions there taken by Maloney. And he'll kick from just inside 50, directly in front. Haven't scored in this quarter, Melbourne. They kicked 5 goals to 2 in the wet conditions in the third quarter. Got to within 19 points, but have been completely outplayed in this final term. Carlton have added 4 goals for, and this really the first genuine opportunity for a score for the D's. And Maloney's kick is a beauty. The goal to Melbourne. Maloney his first of the afternoon, and the margin is back to 41.
Brett Maloney's averaging 25 disposals in 2010. He's had the second most possessions in the AFL. I think he's someone who will really enjoy this coming of age of the young Melbourne side. Obviously traded out of Geelong's team. He's seen all his mates go on and win premierships. Wouldn't he love to just be on the end of some success?
So after Carlton kicked 4 goals for to really put the game to bed, the Demons have produced their first score of the term, but it's Carlton by 41 points, and they're playing out time now. McDonald, great job for 3 quarters, but Judd's got away in the last. Now Bate swings it to the hot spot, if there is such a thing in these conditions. Carlton with numbers around it. Russell bangs an old-fashioned bouncing, tumbling punt. Bruce first there. O'Halpin applying a little bit of Irish football skill and eventually taking it over.
Hasn't been an ideal afternoon for the Irishmen. Of course, we've seen a fair bit of rain over in Ireland, but as a marking forward in this game hasn't been great. But what's good about Carlton, they've got a lot of goal scoring options who can stand up and score a few.
Bate again for the Demons. Sylvia, nice bit of body use, just couldn't hold the mark. Scully there for him, lobbing it. Green up third in line for the Demons. Now Maloney, another chance, having kicked their only goal of the quarter. He cleverly nurses that one in the Bartram direction. Green's calling for it, although he's covered now, and Betts has got Bartram covered. Green from out at the 50. Pretty good placement. Again, Carlton with numbers. Carazzo and Davey been at it all day. Jacobs, Walker running into a stiff Bate tackle. Scotland. Hadley. Bates got him as well. Good effort by Matthew Bate. Sylvia for the Demons. Russell for Carlton. Carazzo dropping what looked like a sitter, but none of them are in these conditions. He can't believe it.
Carazzo, as you just mentioned, Tim, has been at it with Aaron Davey all day. Carazzo 18 possessions, Aaron Davey just 13. You give the points to Carazzo.
Well done, Jacobs. Oh, gee, errant soccer off the ground there by McDonald. Robinson towards the wing. Bruce almost. Waite off to Simpson. Non-dominant side. Clever kick into the path of Garlett. Can he be clean here? Little toe poke, but straight into the leg of Morton. Now Jetta, who's been very impressive in the second half. Off to Morton. Just backward of the wing. Oh, tried to guide it to Bate, but in the way. Big Sam Jacobs stands tall and takes the mark.
And raises a ripple from the crowd with the overhead hold of the ball. We're just going to run down the clock, fellas.
That was very, very funny. I think Miss Robinson's laughing too. Big Sauce Jacobs. He knows the instructions. He's heard it in the team meeting. 49,000 here. Thought that was pretty funny.
Well, I suppose you've got to practice the overhead hold in match conditions. Might have been his thinking. Grimes for Melbourne, been a solid contributor. Simpson for the Blues. Extracted it well, cleverly to Robinson. Gee, I like him in these conditions. He is a no-nonsense footballer of the old-fashioned variety. And the boundary is not a bad result for the Blues there, about 40 metres around from the left behind post.
I really like that man on screen there too, Carl Morton. He missed the first 8 games of the season with a knee injury. So siren sounds he's going to be a star for Melbourne.
So the Blues win their 7th game of the season. They reach halfway at 7-4. They're entrenched in the 8. They're looking for top 4.